This is from Angela, Holly, and Ashley. They didn't quite say where they were from, but or which school they attend. So they want to know, how can we get involved with making a change for Canada to restore its peacekeeping ways?
Okay. Thanks, Angela and Ashley. One of the things I think is really important is that while peacekeeping has been a part of who we've been, it's not always a great description of who we've been. There's always been a part of what Canada's done that's included military intervention. That's part of peacekeeping we don't often like to talk about, but it is a very important part of what we've done. And the military has played a really important role in the country. To get back to the peace building, sort of the human security, I think it requires Canadians and perhaps Angela and Ashley to talk to their members of parliament and say, this is important. This is an important part of who we are. And as our member of parliament, we want you to take that forward. It's also important to let the Prime Minister know that, and to let our Minister, Lawrence Cannon, of Foreign Affairs, know that, that this is important, and that our commitments that we've made to landmines, to the International Criminal Court, to supporting child soldiers, to stopping the trade in blood diamonds, those are all really important programs, and you want Canada to continue supporting them. So it really does come down to asking our policymakers to do that.
Perfect. So we've got another one kind of in the realm of government and how they can support us. So how can we get the average Canadian interested in international development to the point that we make it an election issue?
Oh, I wish there was an easy answer to that question. That's the whole reason Canada's World existed to some extent. We created a campaign in the last election called Vote for the World. And what we tried to do was monitor each of the platforms, the foreign policy platforms of each of the parties. And I have to say, there wasn't much to monitor because they weren't very well developed. And there's an adage that says that all elections are won on local issues. I'm not sure I agree with that. I mean, I'm sure that it can be proven out in political science, but the reality is that 20% of us are foreign born, first generation. If we go back one generation, 40% of us are foreign born. And immigrant communities have a very strong global awareness. And it's one of the reasons that they're attracted to Canada, because they see Canada as having a global, it's that old version of Canada that we're this great global nation. And we're multicultural. We need to really lever that. We need to really build out that global connectivity we have with the world. So, coming in the next election, there's a number of things that we can do. We can talk to the media and make sure that the debates include global questions, questions on global issues. Every single person that's listening to this, I hope in the next election, doesn't matter how old you are, when one of your candidates is on the radio or in television, phone in. Phone in, prepare your question. It can be really simple, but prepare your question. It could be on climate change, it could be on human rights, it could be on any number of things, international development and our contributions to Africa. Phone in and ask the question. Because it's in raising it in the public arena that change occurs. It's also going to your member of parliament saying, okay, I'm going to evaluate you. I want to know where you stand on these issues. Believe me, if they don't hear from us, it's not an issue for them. So we have to make it an issue.
Definitely. And the last question that we have for you, and tying in the speech that you gave, is how do we get government buy-in and support for the 5 pillars that Canadians care about, especially a green economy?
That's a trick question.
No, you saved the hardest for last.
Yeah, you saved the hardest for last. Where did that question come from? Which part of Newfoundland, Labrador can I look to? You know, I think that this is the part of the speech where I talked about not disengaging is where this comes in. You can't not vote and expect that all will be well in the world. You have to vote. I don't care who you vote for, but you got to vote. and I know a lot of high school students aren't at the stage of voting yet, but you will be soon enough. You could be voting in the next election, some of you. And if you don't vote the first time, chances of you voting after that are much lower. And what's happening in this country is something we've never seen before. is that the voting rates among young people have declined to such a dramatic degree that we're not sure, that there's this concern that there'll be a whole generation of people that stop voting. And that really can undermine our democracy in a serious way. And you get what you deserve. Mm-hmm. If you don't vote, then you really can't hold government to account. Now, it's not just voting. It's being an active citizen. It's being active in raising issues. It's amazing how easy it is to do that. You know, I do get the sweaty palms when I pick up the phone and I'm going to say something either on an open, like I've heard something on the radio and I don't agree, and my heart is racing and I pick up that phone, but I say it. I phone in. Or I'll often call senior policy officers. When I hear something that government comes up, I want to know who in the minister's office is giving that advice. Mm-hmm. So I'll call a senior policy officer. I won't say I completely disagree with you. I will say, can you tell me what is informing your policy? Mm-hmm. So when it comes to the green economy, we need to show that there is a great economic argument for us to be moving in the direction of a green economy. To have a low-carbon economy is actually where the opportunity lies in the world, and if we don't move in that direction, we're going to miss the boat, mm-hmm. and we're going to miss great economic opportunity. So there's a really strong business case for a low-carbon economy. And I think that we need to make that case, and I think businesses need to make that case, and some of the students that are listening are going to go into business, and you need to see how you as a business person can take leadership and raise these issues. Well, I think embracing diversity is a little easier. Mm-hmm. I think we understand that in Canada, and we've got a long way to go, but it's at least there. We're not a very innovative country right now, but we can keep, again, pushing on that issue. Mm-hmm. It really will come down to the government we vote for and the ways in which we act as citizens. And I think the best thing that we can do is to get engaged.
Mm-hmm. I think a key message that we can all still remember is from the video that you showed, by leading by example. Even if you are a high school student and you don't have the ability to vote, you can have a conversation with your family at home and yes. start questioning your mom and dad and asking them, who are you voting for? Why are you voting for them? You can lead through your school and start these kind of groups at your schools. So I think that's a great theme for high school.
Can I get a video of you saying that in Canada's world? Because you say it so much better than I do. No, I absolutely agree.
Perfect.
Absolutely. Lead by example.
Thank you so much. So we want to thank you again for taking this opportunity to answer everyone's questions. And a lot of thanks to the students. It takes a lot of guts to send in your questions for people, and especially put your name with them for someone to answer. So thank you all so much.
Thank you very much.